Hey Taurus Collective, what's up y'all? Welcome to the channel, welcome back. Pardon my voice. Alright, so I'm doing a bonus reading for the Taurus Collective today. I will only be reading for Taurus today because I wasn't going to do anything today. But I'm like, you all have been really coming through in the readings. You have been my #1 demographic. I've been waiting for that because when I first started my channel, I was like, Taurus going to come through. So y'all have been my #1 demographic for a little while now. I still love my Cancers and my Leos, but today I'm just doing Taurus. All right. So we're going to start with a shadow work card. This is going to be whatever you need to hear. All right. So we have never enough. It says chronic striving, self-doubt, and fear of failure. And he's reaching for this chalice here, this cup. This could be something emotional. Yeah, you got rejection at the bottom of the deck. It says unworthiness, shame, and dismissal. Wow. Okay, so for some of you, this ain't gonna be for everybody. This could be just wanting to like cling to some hope about something. For those of you who are fearing failure, it could be due to a door closing in your face. But I want you to notice like there's a door kind of like cracked here. And there's this light, but his back is turned. So I feel like there's a glimmer of hope if you are feeling rejected, dejected. I feel like Spirit is telling you to keep your hope, your inspiration. The cup is about spirituality, inspiration, love, intuition. So there's still some hope here. Some of you, your shadow work is actually shadow work because I'm seeing all of these like shadow people back here. That could be people watching you, or maybe the fear of other people's opinions. But this is like you're striving for something. He has a sword in his hand too. Maybe there's a water sign or an air sign you're connected to in some way that's been making you feel this way, making you doubt yourself. So I see you working through unworthiness, shame, rejection, dismissal. Somebody making you feel like you're not enough, or you doing it to yourself. Sometimes this could just be perfectionism, being an overachiever. Like maybe you are doing well for yourself, but you don't take time to like sit and just really appreciate the fruits of your labor. It's funny because let me see if I shuffle these cards back. Yeah, the 9 of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. And it talks about taking a moment to enjoy all the hard work you've done, how far you've come, your freedom, your independence. But for some of you, you are overthinkers. And this is self-doubt here. Okay. You can have a Leo Mars placement, Virgo Venus placement. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's sit this card up here out of the way. All right, let's see. This deck is called Alchemy and Awareness. And it's about breaking through our stuff, you know, blind spots. What's going on for Taurus? You have legacy unwritten. This card says, you spent a lifetime learning how to fit in, stay safe, and succeed. But have you taken the time to consider who upholding these values and ideals benefits? Before you accept anything as yours, ask, when did this begin? Who needed this to be true and why? Questioning isn't betrayal, it's liberation. Healing what blind loyalty cannot. Remember, there is no age limit on expansion. So this feels like, you see how this fire, he's like burning up this library. I feel like this is outdated thinking. For some of you, this is family, legacy, traditions, or maybe even community, or maybe just societal. It's kind of what I said over here about being a chronic achiever. I mean, an overachiever and having like these people looking at you, maybe worrying about other people's opinion. That could be family, friends. That could just be your own, you know, that internal dialogue that we tend to have. But I feel like you're not limited here. And Spirit is saying that you don't have to stay within the confines of these walls, this information, these books, this, you know, school of thought. Burning up the library, huh? Okay. This could be you know, forging a new path, doing something unconventional. Feels like sometimes I get, for my collective, regardless of your zodiac sign, I feel like people who are into tarot, people who go down a really, really spiritual path, are usually like black sheep people. I talk about this a lot, and you do have rejection here. So you could be like the black sheep in your family. And y'all, that's really a blessing. That means that you're special. You're a chosen one. So people may not understand how you do what you do, why you march to the beat of your own drum. You're still writing your legacy. And your legacy is going to differentiate you from your family, or it's different than their path. Okay? That could be why you have this independent, self-sufficient Nine of Pentacles and then the Eight of Swords. This is like being stuck. It can be imposter syndrome. So for some of you, this is you getting your freedom from that and standing your ground, having the courage of your convictions. Yeah, because you're a chosen one. Look at your spirit guides here. And even here, the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords shows up when we are very adamant to stand our ground, speak our mind. We're very candid. We're unapologetic about how we feel. And this is free will. So you got freedom and you got free will here with a lot of defiant energy. I feel like it's positive though. It feels positive. It doesn't feel negative at all. It really feels like you are moving into a space where maybe you're speaking your mind more, being a little more no nonsense, all that good stuff. Okay. Opinionated if you want to be. Oh wait, you have dared to disrupt. Yeah, you're a disruptor. You know, the Knight of Swords is the great debater. He likes to come in as a contrarian. He has a difference of opinion. He doesn't mind being disagreeable. Any of that. He's like, okay, cool. I have my own point of view. Maybe it rubs people wrong. All right, so it says same lesson, different disguise. You're at a crossroads between repetition and transformation. Something like this has happened before. You know the signs and you know better. Now is the time to integrate the knowledge you've gained. Choose differently. The way out may not be forward, but sideways. Shift your reaction to alter the course and break the cycle. Yeah, some of you are definitely, like I said, you're a chosen one. You could be breaking generational curses here. And it's liberating you. So you're disrupting some kind of pattern here. And remember, we got that a couple of weeks ago when that lady was coming out of the cave on that card. What was that, last week? I think it was last week. And I said you were breaking generational curses and clearing ancestral karma. You are the one, you're the chosen one, Taurus. Okay, what else? I'm hearing that song where it says the rest is still unwritten or something like that. I channel this song a lot. I don't know the lady who sings the song. Hold on, let me find it for y'all. Okay, so Taurus, this is going to be your channel song with Legacy Unwritten here. The song is called Unwritten, and it's from the year 2004. The woman that sings the song is Natasha Bedingfield. All right, so I'm just going to read a little bit of these lyrics. It says, I am unwritten, can't read my mind. I am undefined, I'm just beginning. The pen's in my hand, ending unplanned. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words you could not write. I want to get to the hook of the song. Okay, this is it right here. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Drench yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Look at her. Okay, with arms wide open. Today is the day. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Okay. It says you break tradition. See, look at this. I break tradition. Sometimes my tries are outside the lines. What did I say? I feel like you are a disruptor. You just are. She said, we've been conditioned to make mistakes, but I can't live, to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. Yeah. So I feel like this is you embracing that free will. Some of you could truly feel like an implant in your family. You could really feel like, or maybe it's just your social circle. It could be your work environment. It could be your household. I don't know. Just take it however. It feels like, look at this ship here. You got the Six of Swords here. There could be some travel indicated, or this is just like a migration. I feel like a spiritual migration. You're moving on to, I feel like what's making the water so calm for you is that you're not afraid to speak your mind. Yeah, look at this. Your youth is showing up. And for some of you, this is the shadow work. It's centered around your youth, your emotions. Remember I said that cup could be emotions. This could be some things you've been telling yourself that you're not enough, and maybe it's due to rejection, and that could be within your family or a relationship or a work environment. It says distant devotion. You don't have to be everywhere to prove your love, and sometimes the highest choice is absence. Choosing yourself isn't selfish, even if others don't understand. You are not here to contort for comfort or perform closeness to make others feel at ease. Let your energy ripple from the quiet places where no one can see you, but everyone feels you. I know that's right. You are allowed to love from afar. So this could be you putting distance. Maybe that Six of Swords is you putting distance between you and whomever makes you feel this way, or whatever makes you feel this way. So the Six of Swords can talk about the feeling of needing to move. Running away, it can be running away, escaping, but it can also talk about like coming out of a traumatic situation, healing, and being spiritually guided. That card literally represents spirit guides, and it represents spirit as well. So when you're on this ship and you see her standing here by herself, you see she's standing in the ship. That means that she's comfortable enough to understand that even though it could be, wobbly, you're in water, right? She still feels steady enough to stand up here. So understand that light all around you is your spirit guides and spirit. Okay. Wow. Okay. I like it. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck, we have uncaged voice. Remember I said you may be speaking up more, the Knight of Swords. All right. Well, some of you could be on the Taurus, Gemini cusp, or have Gemini in your chart, Libra, Aquarius. It says, let sound set you free. Sing, chant, groan, wail. Liberate the noises buried beneath your silence. This isn't about melody. It's about medicine. Feel the release as the vibration of your voice cracks open what's been clenched. Let the sound wave, I can't see. Let the sound move through you. Primal and raw. Scream if you need. Moan if you must. Listen to the stillness that follows. That quiet is your truth echoing back. Speak it, sing it, and set it free. Yeah. So some of you might be being a little bit more outspoken, like I said before. I like these cards. Okay, let's see what oh wait, I want to get one of these as like an archetype for you. These are really like love cards. And I just got this yesterday. So this deck is called Charming Fools and True Lovers. And I'm going to use these in love readings, but I do want to see like, who are you right now? What is Spirit saying that you're tapping into right now? Or maybe what you could be leaving behind. This could even be a relationship, a person you're in a relationship with. Look at this. The yoga instructor. I feel like you're centering, you're grounding. Nice. I'm going to read the next card too. So somebody could be 57 or born in the year 57, or that number could be significant, or 5 or 7. All right, so you have the yoga instructor, flexible and zen. It says he'll help you find your center as long as it's near him. Some of you, this could be a person you're in a relationship with, a very zen person that keeps you calm. Or this could be somebody that's coming into your life, or this is you. Somebody could be doing yoga. Or maybe you need to bring yourself into alignment spiritually. Okay. This could just be telling me that you're finding your center. Okay, let's see. Bottom of the deck, you have the number 8. Number 8 is the Strength card. Represents infinity. What goes around comes around. And you have the Billionaire. It says captivating yet hard to reach. He's a prize with a crowded race. Okay, whatever that means. Let's read the book. See what we can get from this. Number 57. So you might be, like I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, you could be the first, millionaire, billionaire in your family. It's definitely giving me the King of Pentacles. And that is Taurus energy. Okay, so The yoga instructor is flexible, calm, and deeply connected to mindfulness and wellness. He brings a sense of peace and helps you connect to your own center. But his focus on finding balance can sometimes mean he's more concerned with his tranquility than the realities of a shared life. Now, that could mean that for some of you, you are self-focused right now. You're just focused on your zen and you're not worried about anything or anybody else. And that could be why you have this distant devotion, making people feel your absence so that they appreciate your presence more, because that does speak volumes, okay? Okay, so what he represents, this card embodies calm, mindfulness, and the pursuit of balance. The yoga instructor invites you to find inner peace and harmony, but also reminds you that true balance involves considering the needs of others, not just your own. All right, how you can reflect. It says, are you inspired by his calm demeanor, or does it feel detached? Can you join him in mindfulness, or do you feel like he's more focused on his own journey? Does his zen bring you peace, or does it make you feel disconnected? Now, remember over here, we do have rejection, never enough, blah, 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 blah. This could be telling me that there's a relationship where someone's been making you feel a bit ostracized, a bit alienated, you know, somebody creating distance. This is definitely giving me like the Five of Pentacles, Eight of Swords energy over here. And that can talk about feeling like a victim. So it is possible for some of you that you do feel your hands have been tied in a situation with someone, okay, in some capacity. Just take it however. And you may be deciding to distance yourself from someone who makes you feel like their world is all about them, you know? And you may be, like I told y'all yesterday, mirroring that back to the person, okay? You're going to act like that. I'm going to act like this. Maybe you have something to say before you go, though. Okay. So the next one is number 8, and that's the billionaire. It says, the billionaire enters your life with mystery and success. He has wealth, charm, and allure, but his many admirers make him hard to reach. He knows he's a prize, and other women remind him of it. Being with him can feel glamorous but competitive. Okay. We did have the Five of Wands yesterday when I talked about your person's energy. So that could mean other people, like outside influences, interfering with a relationship. All right, so it says the billionaire symbolizes abundance, exclusivity, and the desire for something rare. He offers excitement, but true happiness comes from inner peace, not from winning a prize. Reflect on whether you want him for who he is or for the status he represents. And then it says how you can reflect is to be happy without needing to win someone's love. How much of your worth relies on others' opinions? Remember what I said? People watching, these shadow people, sometimes that can be our own insecurities, feeling like people are observing us, judging us, watching us, or this could actually be true. Okay, that's interesting. Is your pursuit based on genuine connection or status? Okay, now I don't know that any of you are dealing with someone who's you know, maybe not necessarily a billionaire. Billionaires are very rare, right? But maybe somebody who's just very financially stable. You could even be the one who's financially stable, and maybe you're questioning whether someone wants you for what you have or for who you are. Yeah, but if this person feels like they're the prize, Taurus is not good. Like I said yesterday, at chasing people, we're just not going to do that. And even though some of us, I'm sure some of us have, I can't speak for every single Taurus, even if it's just energetically, because I have energetically, but never like physically, or verbally, like, I ain't doing all of that. But if you have, whether it be that you've emotionally just longed for someone so much, you could just be being asked here to question why you want them so much, especially if they're not emotionally available, okay? Because the Nine of Pentacles means you can do battle by yourself. And that talks about independence, self-sufficiency, and being able to take care of yourself. Standing on your own 2 feet, having your stuff together where you don't need anyone. I want to look at this rejection. What is going on with never enough and rejection? This could also be an inner child wound. Maybe feeling like that from childhood, one of your parents, or just something that happened in childhood. Someone's last name could be Phelps. Let me write that down. I just heard Beasley. Okay. All right, let's get into these cards. What's going on with never enough and rejection? If you have a tendency to doubt yourself, it could definitely be an inner child wound. So shadow work is going to help you healing that. I'm going to tell y'all a trick I learned recently when it comes to inner child wounds, abandonment wounds, because I see that here. I know this may sound counterintuitive, maybe even counterproductive. Create a reality about your childhood that may not necessarily be true, but the desired reality. So for instance, if you grow up as a person with an absentee parent, or maybe an abusive or neglectful or whatever kind of parent, think of them as the best version of themselves and that they gave you the best version of themselves, right? This is not making excuses for people, letting people off the hook, because sometimes people misunderstand me. Y'all just have to understand I do a lot of work on myself, and the more you grow, especially spiritually and emotionally, you will learn that your life is your responsibility. You can't even blame your parents. You just can't. Now, that doesn't mean, again, that you're letting anybody off the hook. But the truth be told, your life is in your hands. Because if somebody else can control you, whether from the past, the present, or the future, that makes you a victim. And like I said, I do see some victimhood here. So if you can just give yourself the comfort of feeling like, you know what, I've always been loved. Because you always have been loved. And I promise you, even if your parents couldn't show up for you, that's because of their own abandonment wounds, their own childhood traumas that they didn't heal, and they projected it onto you. So if you really can forgive them, that's the best way to forgive somebody, is to see them as the version that you want them to be. My best friend has had a really tumultuous relationship with her mother, and she's done so much healing. She is thriving right now. She just texted me. She made the president's list in school. And I'm just like, I'm so proud of her because she has come so far. But it's because she's been doing her work. And she's so accountable now, where she used to do a lot of finger pointing. She doesn't do that now. I'm telling you, it is the game changer. So this is, I share things with y'all because I want my collective to be healthy. And I want to be healthy. And I want us to continue to grow and evolve and advance and elevate, right? So that is a really positive, powerful way for you to get rid of a lot of the things you could be holding on to, grudges, gripes that you have with your parents or your grandparents or your family members or whatever, is to see them as the best version of themselves. And I promise you, when you start seeing people that way, they show up that way. Let's move on. Now, I'm not saying everybody will, but usually they do. What's going on with this never enough and rejection? Yeah, family, you got the 10 of Cups and the Judgment card. There you go. Judgment, people judging you, people jumping to conclusions about you. And it's probably because you're a chosen one. That's most likely what it is. You got the family here, and you got the Judgment card. Scorpio energy, Pisces, Mars. Now, the 10 of Cups does talk about one big happy family, but we're clarifying never enough and rejection. Sometimes, maybe what this is, you see the bottom of the death card, yeah. It's time for something to end here. Transform. You're shedding old skin and no longer being a victim. You got independence again. And then you got another family card with the 10 of Pentacles. And this is your legacy. This is inherited issues. So definitely there's some kind of ending here. You're taking your power back. I love it. Definitely clearing ancestral karma. But this is self-awareness, okay? So I do want to tell you, though I do see a lot of people here, there's a lot of generations showing up here. This 10 of Cups can be perfection, right? It can feel like perfection. Like if you come from a family where everybody's thriving, because maybe that's what it is. Everybody's story is different. Whether your family is like a well-to-do family, 10 of Pentacles is like coming from money, affluence, a powerful family, well-connected, so forth and so on. But the 9 of Pentacles is you breaking tradition, and you have that here. So I feel like the Judgment card can talk about people literally passing judgment on you, jumping to conclusions about you, having preconceived notions about you. Now, this could just be an expectation for you to live your life a certain way, and you don't want to. So you could be making a judgment call saying, I'm going to answer my own inner calling. I'm going to do my own thing, right? And I'm going to exist the way I want to exist, even if the family doesn't support it. Whether that be that the family is, hoity-toity, or the family is maybe a little bit underprivileged and maybe doesn't have it going on. And you are the one who wants to have it going on, and they could judge that. Just take it however it resonates. Let me get some secondary cards here and see what's going on. You got the Chariot in reverse. Some of you are late bloomers. Yeah, you got the Ten of Pentacles again with the Knight of Cups. This is you following your heart, leaving the family. You see how your back is turned to the family. And this is about following your heart. So the family is showing up again. But for some of you, you have an unhinged family. May not be the healthiest, okay? But this is your ancestry. This is your bloodline. And then the Chariot in reverse can talk about somebody being forceful with you. So that could be somebody trying to force you into the family business, force you into family traditions, want you to keep secrets that are not healthy. And you're like, no, I'm going to be a decent human being. You know, some of you are mediators. You are the kind of people who walk on eggshells sometimes. And it's probably because of the fact that either you come from a well-to-do family, because this is, like I said, a well-established, could be a political family. This is like the royal family. It literally is. But you're going your own way, and maybe people feel like you lack direction, and maybe you are a late bloomer. But I feel like you're coming into your own. Okay? People could even think that you're selfish. You're not being selfish. You're just standing in your own power and asserting yourself. That's all. So let's see what this legacy is that's unwritten that you're creating for yourself. It says there's no age limit on expansion. So no matter how old you are, it's not too late for you to change. It's not too late for you to grow. Knight of Cups can be a guardian angel, a spirit guide. You got the World card in reverse. Saturnian energy, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn, and the Knight of Swords. There you are. You're the outspoken one. Even if the world is against you. Even if the world is against you, you were created to bring balance. And look at you here, Knight of Cups again. Some of you have a really beautiful heart. You do. And I feel like everything is coming into balance for you. A big part of it is speaking up for yourself. And this sword is down. When I see the swords down, I feel like you are like, I've made up my mind. I said what I said. I'm not changing my mind. Okay, that's Gemini energy. More Saturn. Saturn and Saturn. Saturn is about discipline. It's about responsibility. It's about your reputation. It's about popularity. It can be politics. Somebody could come from a political family here. But I feel like this is you against the world. And the Five of Pentacles is the feeling of like, it's me against the world. So Taurus, the thing about this is you really are not bothered by something anymore. You really aren't. You could definitely be coming out of the 3D. You know, the 3D is fun. That's where we live, right? But at the same time, we are supposed to be in it, not of it. You're not of it. And you're unapologetic about it. I like that for you. Somebody here could have a criminal background, but you turned your life around. Or you could come from a family where that type of thing goes on and you're not like that. Let's see what's going on with this Knight of Swords and the World card. So this could be you speaking your truth, maybe on a public platform. Some of you have something to say, even if the world doesn't agree. I feel like you don't care if the world agrees. There's also a feeling of you speaking up against someone who's been very ungrateful to you. Ungrateful for you. That could be why your uncaged voice is coming out. Yeah, I mean, and you got trigger, what is this? Trigonometry. But it's spelled like trigger, like a trigger warning. I feel like I should read this. It says, sometimes protecting your peace is the priority and avoidance gives you the space to heal. Well, you do have the Two of Pentacles. This does talk about prioritizing. Okay. But when the time comes to grow, true evolution requires more than retreat. Consider challenges and triggers as opportunities to level up. Every confrontation, and he is confrontational, every confrontation is an invitation to respond in a new way, to meet your edge and expand. Triggers become the teacher, testing for intentional responses. This is how healing is embodied and transformation takes root. Well, you had the Death card, that is transformation. So again, there is something here. Something is being released. Okay, it could be that you have something to say. I was thinking about this before I went to sleep last night or when I first woke up this morning. I can't remember. I was thinking about like being online. So some of you could definitely be doing something online. Knight of Swords can be somebody in the podcast world. Maybe that's something you desire to do. And the world is the internet. Okay, so This could just be a very unconventional way that you look at things. It could be that you could be very unpolished, okay? You might be the type of person that doesn't care about being polished. You just have something to say and you're going to say it, okay? But I was thinking about this morning how having a public platform, being on social media, even if you just have a personal, social media account and you just express how you feel, people come out the woodworks and think they're supposed to tell you how you're supposed to feel. And it's like, no, that's not how this thing works. How it works is you have your opinion, I have my opinion. We can debate, because the Knight of Swords is going to listen. He's like, okay, let's go. Let's go. Like he has something to say. And he's not going to mince his words, and he's not going to bite his tongue, and he's not going to back down. But then I realized something. Like, people don't understand. I'm a debater too. I can debate you from the morning till the evening, the morning till midnight. And I'm always going to have a comeback. That's the, my Mercury is in Gemini. So, yeah, there's that. And then I'm a Virgo moon. So trust me, the Mercury be Mercurying in my chart. So I can debate, I can do all of that. But I realized I don't want to. I don't want to. Because when you believe what you believe and you got your convictions, like that 7 of Wands that came out, when you have your convictions, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. I respect that you have a difference of opinion. And I ain't trying to change your mind. Now, if we want to just have a discourse, that's fine. But sometimes talking to people who are unhinged, and that Chariot card in reverse, for some of you, this is your own family or people that you see as family. It's like, look, I'm not going to fight with you. I got diplomacy. I know how to feel how I feel, and let that be good enough. And it just is what it is. You can judge it if you want to. There's a level of freedom in that. So what I get from that card here, trigonometry, is that when people still trigger you, it's bringing up something that you may still be conflicted about. Maybe you haven't completely made up your mind about it, right? Or you're easily triggered because, like, you either have doubts about it or you're very sensitive about it. And you're usually not going to be sensitive or defensive about something you know. I won't even say that you believe, that you know. And that knowing is just for you. It don't matter what anybody else thinks. There are people who, I thought this was interesting, this dichotomy. People leave me comments and they say you shouldn't talk about God because there is no God. I'm like, baby, God never needed you to believe. And I don't need you to believe in God either. I don't really care. But then you'll have people to come in and say, you're evil and you're worshiping the devil and doing, witchcraft. And tarot is bad. So which one is it? That just goes to show you opinions are like assholes. Knight of Swords is opinionated. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has them. And some of them ain't clean. And they don't smell good. Let's go. All right, let's see what's going on with this. We got the Fool in reverse. So you got the World card and the Fool. Both of these are self-actualizing in reverse. And see, that's the thing. I feel like some of you are pushing back against somebody trying to stifle you, limit you. 6 of Wands. You're the chosen one. This is you on a pedestal here. I just heard same thing that'll make you laugh will make you cry. Now, I want y'all to go back to over here. Some of you have an audience, like I said, doing something on social media. And this is a difference of opinion. Don't be afraid to be different in the way that you think. The Judgment card can be a lapse of judgment because you have poor judgment here with the Fool in reverse. A lack of direction. I told you the Chariot in reverse is a lack of direction. But I feel like that's the thing that makes you shine. It's like you're accidentally on purpose bumping into your purpose. You're going to win regardless. This is victory. This is success. And this is you being on a pedestal, getting popularity. Remember what I said. Saturnian energy is about popularity. There could be a lot of people waiting for you to fall. There could be a lot of people who judge you. It's like nothing is ever enough for people because, listen, the people who will push you up on a pedestal will also, and I've had this happen recently too, people who leave me really positive comments, and then if I say something that they don't like or they don't agree with, then all of a sudden they turn toxic. And I'm like, and even with that, I still love you and I still don't care. I still don't care. I just don't. I've mastered that in myself. And I hope everybody else does too. Because to live on this thing where people can push and pull you is not healthy. Knight of Swords is push and pull energy as well. I do want to say here, for some of you, there is a person who feels like they have unfinished business with you. You could be hearing from this person over the next 3 days. Could be a Virgo, could be an Aries, could be a Libra, Aquarius, a Gemini. They could be reaching out online. You could have them blocked online. Okay, this could even be a family member. It doesn't have to be a lover. Just take it how it resonates. Somebody feels like they are racing in with communication, but they feel blocked. Like you've blocked them. Seven of Wands is blocking energy too. So you could have blocked this person. Maybe because they're unhinged. Maybe because they are know-it-all. They want you to just go along with what they say. And you're like, no, I have my own opinion. Yeah, the Nine of Wands and the Hermit card. Somebody could be recuperating from surgery. And the Seven of Wands, what did I say? Blocking someone. Six of Wands is being on your pedestal. It's being famous, getting a lot of attention online. But it could be that you have somebody blocked online. And it's somebody that I feel like you had like a push and pull with. Sagittarius, Moon, Virgo, Leo, Mars. These could be significant. Let's move on to your second card. I want to look at that billionaire card too. I'm not going to look at the yoga instructor, but I'm going to look at the billionaire card because that's my language. What's going over there to disrupt? Okay, the King of Wands. And the Hierophant. Listen. And the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah. So this is about being a creature of habit. And I feel like that's what you're being discouraged or encouraged not to do. That's what you're disrupting. A routine. This is a routine. And what did I say? A late bloomer. So some of you are late bloomers. This talks about taking a scenic route to success. This could be a stable offer coming towards you. This could be a love situation. Some of you are connected to somebody that might be 20 to 35 years old, 55 at the most, or somebody that's in the prime of their life or they still act like they are. Okay? This person could be watching you. This is another social media card. Some of you do have good news coming online, a stable offer coming online in some capacity. Now you could be, this could be your social media platform slowly growing. It might be frustrating, but understand there's still lessons for you to learn with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Both of these are about attention to detail. The devil is in the details. Okay, but the Justice card is next, so things are coming into balance. You could have gotten a lot of traction in Libra season. King of Wands and the Hierophant, Taurus energy, and then Leo, Jupiter, but Leo, Aries, Sagittarius is here. You're breaking the monotony. Remember what I said about the books, right? The Hierophant represents books, education, teachers, wisdom, spirituality, conventionality, traditions. That's what you're here to do. It says dare to disrupt. You're disrupting here, this, whatever this is, and you're willing to do it by being a leader, taking charge, taking bold action, and demonstrating to people what it looks like when you stand in your own power. And the thing is, you're a natural born leader, right? So you're a visionary. You're able to, I see it as like a trendsetter, like somebody that can understand trends before they even become trends because they set them, you know, so people could be really following you. You could be a teacher. This is our major Taurus. So you could be an actual teacher, or you're just an inspiration to other people. And I was talking about this last night. I was talking about how people push their religion, right? This is religion. Push their religion. They push their spirituality. They push their ideologies, their school of thought onto other people, when that is not the way that you create change. It's by living it, being the embodiment of it. That's it. Because I was talking to my fiance about it, and I said, you know, if I were to have like a really expensive, rare car that nobody had ever seen before, right? Because it's so rare, and make yourself the rare car, right? And I was to pull up on the street that had Hondas and Toyotas, and nothing against them. I love Hondas and Toyotas too. But Hondas and Toyotas and Fords and so forth and so on, I wouldn't pull up in my car blasting music, honking the horn, and yelling out the window, hey, everybody, I have an expensive car. Look at my car. I wouldn't do that, right? I would just pull up and people would take notice just because the car is different. The car stands out. The car gets attention. King of Wands. It is vibrant. It's an eye catcher, right? I think that's the word. And so people would naturally come to me and inquire, what kind of car is that? How much about did that cost you? Where did you get it? I've never heard of that car. People will come to you. And I said, this is, you know, the story of my life with the auric field. Where's the card that I showed y'all when I said the auric field? I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, when you look at your auric field, I mean, well, not when you look at your auric field. When other people are around you, they can see your aura. They don't see it in the sense of it being an aura. It's an energetic thing. They feel it. And so often when I'm out and about, and this has been my whole life, people will literally walk up to me, men, women, young people, old people, different races of people. They will walk up to me and sometimes they'll just hug me, or they'll just say, hey, I noticed you across the room and I just had to come and speak to you. You have an energy that made me want to come and speak to you. I don't walk into the room saying, hey, everybody pay me some attention. If you do that, you're going to lose whatever that attraction is. This is magnetism. So this is showing me that you don't have to do that. Like, you're a natural born leader. And I feel like for some of you, that can bring about jealousy, contempt. But the King of Wands doesn't care. He's willing to go on his journey by himself. He's a very independent person. And he likes to forge a new way. So I feel like that's what you're doing here, Taurus. I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. You're disrupting some kind of routine, some kind of outdated thinking, some belief system or whatever. And it is what it is. Like, if people don't like it, hey. King of Wands is also entrepreneurship, being enterprising. And so that could be lending to this billionaire status right here. I'm seeing that fire down there. You got a lot of fire in your chart. Let's see what's going on. Oh my God, the King of Wands again. Double confirmation. You got a Leo Jupiter placement. This card says natural born leader, vision, boldness, daring, charm, entrepreneur, power, big picture, optimism, and taking control. And this is how you're disrupting some kind of pattern, some kind of routine. Something here where you have the inquisitive nature because you're the chosen one and you're marching to the beat of your own drum. That's about problem solving, thinking on your feet. Okay, what else is going on here? Oh my goodness. We got both of our majors here. The Empress, Taurus. The Empress represents creativity as well. It's about development. The Empress is obviously a nurturer, a mother. She represents unconditional love, altruism. You know what this gives me? Kind of what I just talked about. People who have these belief systems, right? Belief systems that, they went to the Catholic Church. They went to the Baptist Church. They went to the Methodist Church. They went to the, I don't know. They were a Jehovah's Witness. They were this, that, and the third. Take your pick. And not just to pick on religion. I mean spirituality as well, because it happens in the spiritual community too, which is supposed to be free, but it's not. People in the spiritual community, they have their preconceived notions as well. Well, my way is the right way. And the only real right way is the way that the person wants to go. Because the moment that we enforce our will on someone else, we take away their free will. You cannot do that. You just can't. Truly spiritual people are not trying to tell other people what to believe. So something is going on here with a belief system. And Taurus, you are disrupting a pattern. You just simply are. And the thing is, I feel like you have this unconditional love where you can see everybody's way as okay. Everybody's not going to get to the destination taking the same road. Sometimes a different path, a different road leads people to the same destination. And it's mind-boggling to me that people can't understand that. But, indoctrination, dogma, that's the matrix. You're breaking free from the matrix. I also see this as like the algorithm. Some of you are figuring out the way to control the algorithm if you do have a public platform. And the King of Wands, Six of Wands, you could definitely be in the spotlight some kind of way. And if not, maybe you have aspirations to be. But this card says to shift your reaction, to alter the course and break the cycle. I do feel like this is like I said, what they call agape love, right? Don't like that term, but we're going to use it. All right. It's altruism. Let's just call it altruism. Unconditional love, the way Mother Earth loves us. Okay. For some of you, this could even be you doing something in the way of mindfulness, like your card said, being mindful of your carbon footprint, sustainability, things of that nature, because you're caring about the planet. You care about the world around you. And this is how all of us should be. You should love unconditionally. And that means even the people who don't show up as lovable. That's why I say I love everybody. I'm not going to stop loving people just because they don't show up as lovable. They are the ones that need more love than anybody. But I'm not going to be your fool at the same time. And I still don't have to like you, because I stand by that. Love everybody, but you don't have to like everybody, because you're not going to like everybody. And that's okay. As long as you're not mistreating people, it's okay. So there's some level of mastery that's showing up here for you, Taurus. I feel like Spirit is like giving you a big round of applause for, yeah, wow. You got the Nine of Swords and the Six of Cups. Giving you a big round of applause for accomplishing something here. Somebody could be prone to anxiety. Somebody could have a neurodivergent child, or you could be, maybe even a set of twins, a sibling, somebody that you grew up with. There's somebody here that you're in separation from. Why did I hear separated at birth? I don't know why I heard that. Anyway, there's somebody that you're separated from that's thinking about you, worrying about you. And I feel like it's because you put distance between you and this person. This is Mars and Gemini. And then you have Scorpio here. It could have been 6 months or 9 weeks or something like that since you've spoken to this person. Let's see what's going on with distant devotion. So your presence is becoming more exclusive. You're being more exclusive with whom you spend time with and who you show up for. Creating some air of mystery. The Seven of Swords. Yeah, you're moving like a thief in the night. You're being strategic. Aquarius moon. All right, what else? Could also be distancing yourself from somebody that's sneaky or untrustworthy. Or for some of y'all, this represents shame and embarrassment about something, and that could be that person. You have Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini here with the Ace of Swords. So this is clarity. Yeah, this is like situational awareness. I feel like you're moving out of a situation strategically because you know that it's the logical thing to do. Could have dawned on you over the last week or so. Queen of Pentacles. See, this is why you got the billionaire card. This is going along with that. There could be somebody here that wants to invest in you, and you got the male and the female counterpart, the masculine and the feminine. I feel like King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles here. So this could be a counterpart. This could be a business partner. This could be somebody investing in you professionally. Okay, we're going to look at that. I'm going to leave that together. All right, so let's see what's going on with the distant devotion. I also feel like your absence, you moving like this thief in the night, you being strategic and, calculated about who you give your energy to is making somebody want to come forward towards you, talk to you. They want clarity. Wheel of Fortune and the Queen of Wands. Magnetism. So you got two true pairs here. You got the Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. And they both of those couples represent entrepreneurship, enterprise, business. But look at this. Magnetism. That's what I'm saying. This is like a person. The tables are turning with the Wheel of Fortune. This is seasons changing. Maybe this winter you're moving. The wheel can talk about a car, transportation. So maybe you are changing. Changing your location, moving somewhere. It does represent big changes coming into your life, unexpected changes. And whatever it is, it's giving you some level of independence. This could be you traveling by yourself. She's independent, self-sufficient, just like the Nine of Pentacles. But this is creativity, charisma. I feel like this is dark feminine energy. Black cat energy. You see the black cat right there. We get that card a lot. And I feel like Taurus has been all 2025, late 2024. I was getting this for us. You could be on the Aries Taurus cusp, but this is Aries Mars energy. And you got Jupiter here. So Jupiter is about growth and expansion. The Wheel of Fortune talks about good luck. It does talk about changes. It feels like you're breaking a cycle here, and you're confident and you're willing to forge this path by yourself, whatever it is. You're very confident. You're no nonsense. You're unapologetically you. She's candid too. She speaks her mind. Self-assured. And then you got the Knight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Can be healing in the Strength card. Yeah. Page of Swords. I feel like a lot of people are watching you. You got the All Eyes on You card. 6 of Wands. And this is somebody watching you. And the Page of Swords was over here as well. I just feel like some communication is coming in. Some of you, there's a mother involved here. Maybe you have issues with the maternal figure or a sister. It could be a sister. Cancer, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini's here. Virgo, Leo, if I didn't already say that. This is slow and steady wins the race. And it does talk about feeling grounded. And we talked about that before, like you grounding your energy. This could be some slow healing. That could be what it's showing me. Your confidence is slowly but surely evolving here. And I feel like you have a lot of people watching you. I want to look into this billionaire. Who is this person? We already got the Queen of Pentacles. You and somebody else could be a power couple. Oh my God, the 6 of Wands. All eyes are on you. Somebody could definitely be watching you online. This could be some kind of investor. Maybe it's an angel investor for some of you. Like venture capital. I don't know. Maybe a venture capitalist. What's going on here? That's Leo, Jupiter again. Oh my God, the 10 of Pentacles. This is the power couple. Oh, Taurus. This is millionaire status. You got billionaire. You got growth and expansion again. 3 of Wands. This is your ships coming in. Yeah, you're very close to success. Y'all know what's crazy? Check out this next card. This card means you are close to success. The worst part of a situation is over. Best is yet to come. Sagittarius, Moon, and Aries energy. I'm sorry for the background noise. So you are about to embark upon something, like I said. I feel like you're about to make everybody in your family, in your world, in your environment, they're going to be shocked. Yeah, look at you on this path. I saw this card in my mind's eye and the Empress. Oh my God. Wow. You are embarking upon something big. That's a pretty Empress. I love when they make the Empress pretty like that. Okay. But look at this next card, y'all. Literally, it says you are closer than you think. Some of you are going through some kind of resurrection here. The Judgment card is a resurrection. It does talk about a life review. And it's over here with the 10 of Cups. So that definitely could be looking over family issues and things like that. So this card says, no guru, lover, or achievement will ever hand you the missing piece. Well, you got the guru here with the Hierophant. It was never missing to begin with. Seeking wisdom is valuable, but don't take the map for the destination. The answers will always lead back to you. Didn't I say something about the destination? Didn't I say that? Like, people can take different paths, different roads. And this is you walking your own road to your destination. All right. It says the answers will always lead back to you. Turn inward to the depths of your soul. The further outside of yourself you search, the more distant the power of your truth becomes. Exactly. Exactly. So not looking for validation. I see the Hierophant is outside validation. I really do. And this is not somebody that needs that. She's moxie. She's, somebody who is, she represents radical self-acceptance, confidence, agency, autonomy over her life, mass appeal, sex appeal. And she also represents a judgment-free zone. That's the way I see her anyway. She represents a confidant. So this is the kind of person that's a catalyst in your life. This could be somebody in your life, a fire sign, somebody 30 to 40 years old. So think of somebody that could fit that description in your life. If it's not you, if you're not on the Aries Taurus cusp, this could be somebody in your life who is 30 to 40 years old, right? And very confident. And the purpose of this person in your life is to get you to open your eyes about something. This is situational awareness and deductive reasoning, right? So like I said before, it does feel like you've come to some kind of conclusion over the last couple of weeks, 7 weeks for some of you, within the last 7 weeks. And this is why the tables are turning. Something is changing for the better. You got luck on your side here, and the universe is on your side. So whatever decision you make, be confident. Be confident in it. Stay determined, and don't fold. because I feel like you're right here. Taurus is usually right. I know people think that we always think we're right, but it's because we're a rational sign, and people don't give us credit for that. They say, oh, y'all are stubborn. Y'all think y'all know it all. I mean, sometimes we do, but a big part of it is that we are so rational, and people don't understand how much we work through stuff before we come to a conclusion. We will fixate on it until we know, and once we know, we're like, listen, this is the conclusion I've come to, you, and you ain't gonna change my mind. Okay, so you're closer than you think. Something may have felt slow, right? But if you have the confidence in yourself, this could be long awaited news coming in. Sometimes this represents contracts. So this could be a contract coming in for you, something for a whole lot of money, because this is a major, like a windfall of money. Sometimes it talks about winning the lottery. It can also talk about taking a gamble, and that gamble could be on yourself, being confident to go for what you want. All right, Taurus, this was very long. Do me a favor, like the video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment if you so choose. Hype the video if you can. I appreciate that. And I will see you all the next time. If somebody's health has been challenged recently, I do see you getting better. It may be a process, but I do see you getting better. Big part of it is going to be keeping your stress level down. Being self-focused, even if other people don't understand it, that's their business. I will see you all the next time. I probably won't see you all again this week, so enjoy your weekend. If I don't post again, who knows? I changed my mind so much. That's that Virgo and Gemini in me. But anyway, I will see you all the next time. Peace.